All right. I know I could listen to the holiday music all day, every day, but thank you everyone for being here today for the Plan Now, Save More holiday money tips. We appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your day to make this holiday and next upcoming year a little less stressful for you, for your wallet, for everybody with this. So thank you so much for taking a little bit of time here. We will be recording this, so we'll have it out on our social media, things like that. If there's anything that you miss or want to share it with anyone as we are going through this. But again, so glad each and every one of you are here with us this afternoon. So what we're going to be talking about in our brief time together, we want to, I don't have to tell you, holidays can be a little bit stressful. So we want to understand that holiday stress and how we can overcome it and plan ahead for it. And if we plan ahead for it, it's not quite as stressful, let's hope. And one of those things that's really going to help if we start preparing now for this. I know that we are right at the end of September, holiday season. That's going to be a few months away. But the sooner that we start preparing, again, the less stressful it's going to be. We'll talk about spending our money wisely, now more important than ever. When it comes to, this climate of, raising prices, inflation, and all these different things, how can we spend our money more wisely and make it work better for us? We'll also talk about, maybe, rethinking some of the gifts and, creating memories with this, the experiences, ways to possibly save money as well. And then also planning ahead for next year already. And again, the sooner that we plan, the less stressful all of this is going to be. But easier said than done. All my procrastinators out there, yeah, I'm definitely one. And I know will procrastinate so long that maybe you'll raise your hand tomorrow or something of that nature here. So when it comes to some stats on holiday spending, Bankrate, they do a survey each and every year. So they say about half of those holiday shoppers, they've already begun or plan to begin their shopping here before Halloween, the 31st. So already getting after it. Awesome thing to do with this. So again, the sooner that we plan, the better this is going to be. 2 and 5 shoppers, and they say that's about 41%. They're concerned that holiday gifts are going to be more expensive this year than they were previous. Now, I know some of the information coming out saying they're positive but it's really hard to ignore what's going on, with prices all over the place, whether that be groceries, whether that be those, essential items, things like that. I know myself and others are feeling more of that pinch and expect that to go through their holiday shopping as well. And then looking at last year's survey, Bankrate said about 54% they made an unplanned or impulse purchase during the holiday season. More of that is for family members, also some of that for yourself as well. These things absolutely happen. So again, so glad that you're here today to talk a little bit more about that. And the more that we understand it, the more that, we see that coming, we expect it. And the whole goal is to try to, that stress that we don't want that. We don't want that. So I'd love to get a little information from you. So if you're on the Teams app, you'll get a poll. You can also put this in the chat as we're looking. So talking about holiday stress, what is it that may cause some stress here during the holidays? So feel free to put your answer in the chat if you like. But what is a holiday stress that we may or may not have? So I know for me, it's trying to fit everything that we have planned and everything all within a pretty short period of time. There it is, time. Right there. We usually have to do a little bit of traveling to see family here during the holidays. And so trying to make it work, but there's just never enough time. So I'm so glad that we're doing this here today and planning ahead for holiday season. But I do agree that time is a big one. when it comes to there's just so much to do and so little time to do it as well. So that's talking about a little bit of stress. I want to end on a positive note, and I'm going to close this one. So time was the biggest thing that I saw here with it, but I'd like to launch another poll, and let's talk about what's your favorite thing to do around the holidays. Something positive, whether that be spending time with friends and family, whether that be maybe traditions that we have or things like that, or things or places you like to visit. As well, feel free to put your answer in the chat if you like. But thinking about the holidays, I know we just got into fall, but what is the favorite thing? Oh, the food, holiday food. Yes, absolutely. Throw away the scale. Don't worry about that. That's a January problem. But the food, absolutely, is one of my favorite. I like eating food all the time, but especially around the holidays. Also, some of the really enjoy some of the light displays here in La Crosse. We have the rotary lights right there in the Mississippi River, right at Riverside Park. Beautiful, gorgeous, huge light display. Nice thing about that, it doesn't cost anything. Of course, they'll take donations, food, money, things like that. But talking about some of those things that don't cost a whole lot of money. So. Food was definitely something that I look forward to as well with this. So excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. Uh, so talking about understanding some of that holiday stress that we may have, very, very common. There's a lot of emotional spending that can happen. We've got family, friends, relationships that we're thinking about, last minute gifts and things like that. So again, the more that we can plan, the more that we can prepare for that. But we also don't want to go overboard with this and create, long-term debt or something like that. We're putting everything on a credit card, and that's going to be debt that we're going to have, especially if we don't have quite a plan for it, or we're thinking, I'm going to have more money in the future. I'm going to pay it off in the future. Those interest rates on credit cards, looking at the Federal Reserve, their latest study, I think it came from the St. Louis Reserve, Fred, and they say average credit card APR, the interest that we're paying when we revolve that debt. It's in the ballpark of about 21.5%, right between 21 and 22%. So that's some high interest right there. So again, we want to make sure that we're sticking to a plan and not putting on and piling on long-term debt. There are spending traps that happen this time of year. So there's the emotional spending. We get a gift from somebody, we feel that guilt. We have to get them something, or something just as good, if not even better, as well. So that can definitely happen. Emotions really play a role the whole year, but especially during the holidays as well. There's those impulse buys that we may have. More than half in that Bankrate study said that they did spend on things that they weren't they did not have in their spending plan here. And then there's sales pressure. We are inundated with so many commercials and all these things around us that we may get that fear of missing out or something of that nature. But there is a lot of that pressure. Understand and know that, especially this time of year. And then a common one that it really, really adds up. But we think about the gifts that we're going to get everybody in our family, our friends, relative coworkers, whatever. But it can be really easy to forget that we're budgeting for some of that yummy food that we mentioned before. Some of the decorations, perhaps having to travel. As well, whether they're doing that, by car, or if we have to, hop on an airplane, boat, whatever. And then other events that there may be as well. So some of those things may not directly come to mind, but we definitely really should think about those here as well. So these are some of the things to understand about holiday stress. And again, the more that we understand them, the more we can prepare for them, and the less stressful and less scary they can be. So a big thing with this, talk about we want to create a spending plan, something that's going to work for us. We work hard for our money. We want it to work hard for us. So within our spending plan, we want to categorize those holiday expenses. So making a list of everyone that we're going to get gifts from, having a range as far as how much we're looking to spend, per gift. Again, some of the, the food, the decorations, the traveling, just those little extras, cards, wrapping paper, the little sticky tags you put on, just all those little things. Anyway, you could just save money on those, reuse items from previous holiday seasons, the better. But we want to categorize those expenses. There can be different, tools. I'll show you some resources here at the end, but we do have some great things on Altra.org. There's other partners that we have as well. But those may be able to help you as well to stay on track. A lot of this, I'm going to say this a lot, planning ahead, knowing those spending limits, and then also doing your research as well is going to be really, really important to really, try to stretch your wallet, stretch your spending plan. And want to talk about setting some goals, which is important with any financial management, but especially around the holidays. And we want those goals to be SMART goals. So that acronym, SMART, we want our goal to be specific, clearly define what we want to achieve, whether that, saving up to a certain amount so that we're able to, afford some of these gifts without going into debt or having to rely on credit. So clearly define what you want to achieve. The more specific it is, the more real it becomes, and the more achievable it is. We want our goals to be measurable. So are we getting closer to that goal? Are our actions bringing us farther away? So again, some of this research is going to come into play, knowing the exact cost, or if there's a savings level or target that we would like to get to with this. We want our goal to be measurable. We want it to be achievable. So just a little bit out of reach, but with a plan, with this dedication, we are able to achieve this goal. We don't want it to be too easy, but we don't want it to be impossible either. We want our goal to be relevant. So make sure it aligns with your priorities. It's something you actually want to do, or it's something that you would like to accomplish with this. So make sure it's with your priorities. It's achieving what you'd like. And then probably the most important thing is that we want our goal to be time bound, time sensitive. Having a deadline is really important. That's what creates this action. The calendar's going to do that. It's like, oh, the holidays, that's a set deadline. But, do we want to have those, gifts, experiences, things that we'd like to have in place, beforehand as well with this. So SMART goals, anything we can do to make them smart, certainly do that. With our goals, identify, let's say if we're looking into 2026 perhaps, or maybe even beyond, we can have a big, long-term goal, let's say, but then we want to break it down into some smaller short-term goals, going to be a year or less, more than likely with those. And that can help get you on your way, achieving that goal, one step at a time, instead of taking this huge giant leap. That's really going to be a lot easier and more attainable for you. And you're less likely to get discouraged with that as well. You want to make them achievable, like we mentioned, practical, something with that plan. We are able to achieve this. And then those that need to be in on this, they believe in that is the part of their goal as well. We're all speaking the same language. Keep those in the forefront. Journal the process. More than likely, it's not going to be just a straight shot, to get to this goal. It's probably going to be more like a roller coaster. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that happen that we don't expect. So if we ever get down, we get discouraged, we can say, look at how far we've come with this, and that can help motivate us and help us, better achieve that goal and keep that positive momentum as well. And then don't forget to celebrate the completion of your goals. That's the best part. So make sure that we do that, and then make sure those are part of your spending plan. It's all working out for you, and then adjust these as necessary. Your spending plan, not a set it and forget it. It is always changing. It is very, very dynamic. So if we could start preparing yesterday, even better. But today is a great day. So I'm so glad we're taking a little bit of time here this afternoon to talk about this. But if we could start preparing now. So these are questions to answer when it comes to your holiday plan, spending. What are we going to do? What can we afford? So that's taking a look at our spending plan, taking a look at our income coming in, all of our different expenses. We still want to be putting money, away for emergencies or things like that. So we don't want it to affect our, we want to be able to still live with this, but what can we reasonably afford? So again, taking a look at those expenses, everything like that. And, when it comes to creating a spending plan, hey, tomorrow's October 1st. Great to start a budget and everything on, the first of a month. So taking a look at what have we spent so far in September, and that can help us if we haven't put together a spending plan in a while, or if we've never done that. That's something that's really going to help. But how much can we reasonably afford with this? Always anticipate the unexpected. You just never know what's going to happen. There's going to be, an impromptu get together. Hey, we're all getting together and exchanging gifts for this, or maybe having to travel with this, or unexpected things will happen. We're here in the upper Midwest, or really anywhere in the country. There could be unexpected weather, travel, things like that. Can definitely happen during the holiday season, and then also again, those unexpected gifts, visitors, whatever, invitations. If you've got something, just doesn't have to be all that expensive, but just something ready to go, always helps too, and helps alleviate some of that stress here. So start thinking about some of that and start preparing now. We want to be spending wisely. We work hard for our money. We want it to work hard for us. So that's where all this planning really comes into play. But a big thing is doing your research. Making sure we're getting the best deal for this item, or maybe we're buying something that's off season, or online. There's a lot of different research tools, or making sure that, hey, that sale that we're getting, or that deal that we're getting, it is actually a good deal with this, and it's not something that they show a price that it was never at, and look, we marked it down. So doing your research. Again, we want to make sure that we're saving as much as we can. Not easy at all. Start preparing now, shop early, get in now, or even start thinking about possibly next year. Some of this, but a really big thing, and I know with that bank rate survey, they said about half people, they are already doing some of their holiday shopping now, even before Halloween. I have done no holiday shopping whatsoever. Again, that procrastinator in me, sorry. I know all this stuff, teach all this stuff. I'm not perfect with all of this either. So again, thank you all for being here today. But we want to shop early if we can. That can help us take advantage of special offers, deals, things of that nature. Have a plan with this, and do the best you can to stick to it. Not always easy, because there are all of those different, societal pressures, emotional things, families, what all is around you, wanting you to buy this, get this, you have to have the latest of this, all those things. So do the best you can to stick to it. Not easy whatsoever. If we get off track, that's okay. Do the best we can to get back on track with this. Give yourself some grace. It's okay. You're not alone with this. None of this is easy. So having that plan and sticking to the plan, really, really important. And then with this, possibly to be able to stick within our budget, maybe we're just giving cash. So it's the set dollar amount. Boom, we're doing that. Or if it's someone that we know they like this store, this product or whatnot, maybe getting a gift card and seeing, there's at times some businesses, some retailers, They may say you could get a $50 gift card for $45 or something like that. Look for possible ways to stretch your dollars a little bit more with that. And then, really important, easier said than done. Again, try to avoid going into debt. We can consider operating, on let's say the cash. The envelope method has been something that I know I've talked about in past webinars, and it's you have a different envelope for each different category of spending, and that you stick to it. You don't steal from other envelopes, but studies have shown those that rely on cash typically spend less than those that rely on even a debit card, but especially a credit card as well with this. So do the best you can to avoid going into debt. Again, easier said than done with all of this. And not a bad idea is instead of getting the latest greatest toy or tech or whatever tangible item, maybe creating some lasting memories, or thinking about maybe experiences. So different events. Perhaps take a look at what might be available in your area for free or low cost. Could be, just experiencing the outdoors. Can be just, going for a walk, spending time, watching a holiday movie, cooking a meal at home. As Shelly put in the chat, baking cookies with family. So some of those meaningful traditions that may not cost a whole lot, and a lot of times, those have more significant, lasting significance than just the latest toy or tech or something small that isn't going to last and someone's going to forget about very, very quickly. So again, those budget-friendly activities, look for those in the area. Could be, like I mentioned, going to the park with lights, or, going around neighborhoods, seeing who's decorated, choral concerts, perhaps. So take a look at, what's available in your area, what's being put on for free or at very, very low cost as well. And, community calendars, libraries are a great resource as well for some of this as well. But how we're able to save a little bit of money. We want to be mindful of our spending. With this, it can be real easy just to dip or tap your card or just keep spending and say, I'm going to think about all this in January when I get those bills. And yeah, we don't want to do that. So being mindful of it as best we can. Again, not easy whatsoever. And if you're able to make that shift from consumption into, let's say celebration, just getting together with people. I mean, that's, talk a lot about holidays and getting together with friends, family, loved ones, people you care about and everything, and celebrating as well. So ways that we can save, which is important even through the holiday season and thinking about possibly next holiday season. Take a look at discounts. So that's where that research is going to happen. Look for sales. It could be, utilizing coupons or, some of the reward programs that we may have with a retailer, perhaps, or, signing up for a newsletter or something like that, and you get 10% off your first purchase, something like that. Perhaps, if that works for you, other loyalty programs, maybe. So taking a look at how we might be able to afford this a little bit better here. Also, doing things yourself. So some of those DIY gifts, those can have, a lot more meaning than just something that's just bought from the shelf at a store. There's a plethora of different gift ideas and crafts, especially if you're into that a little bit, especially around the holiday season. But a lot of that can have a lot more significance than just, something that someone's gonna just forget about right away, or making holiday treats or handcrafted ornaments, or making your your own decor, your own wreaths, and utilizing ribbons, gift bags, wrapping paper, from previous holiday seasons as well. Utilize free resources as well. So mention looking for some of those different events and things like that, possibly in your area. With this, uh, you know, whatever you have from previous years as well, all of those things, utilizing some of those free resources or things that are low cost as well. It's something that I feel that I'm very, very late on the party with, but some of those, like the wrapping paper, some cards ripped, like things like that. They don't have to be the big expensive name brands. Going to a dollar store or some of those discount retailers. It's going to be something that someone just rips up and looks at anyway, and some of that stuff's pretty nice too. So going to the dollar store, Dollar Tree, $1.25 store, it is now, but just for some of those little things, utilizing some of those different stores that are at a lower cost for some of those items could be a something to think about as well. And then, planning ahead with all of this. Like I said, I'm going to say planning so often, but being thoughtful about it as well is going to be really, really important with all of this. And again, so glad you're here today talking about this. So when it comes to next year, already, planning for those bills that we are going to have, January in 2026. With this. So that's why we want to be mindful of our spending. We want to be looking at our statements. We want to be, all of this as well, and know that there's different resources that we'll talk about on the next slide. Like I mentioned previously, using cash or debit cards as well. So we're not totally relying on a credit card, because it can be easy just to tap, to swipe, and boom, and think about that in the future. But if it's, we're utilizing, cash in hand or money from our account, that can help us stick to that spending plan a little bit more and help avoid, that costly interest, that more than 21%, like I mentioned, that they have found that the average credit card APR, that interest rate is over a year here. Also, a good idea to create, let's say, a holiday sinking fund, or having a savings account or something of that nature, specifically for, let's say, next holiday, 2026, with this. So really easy to do in Altra's online banking. You're able to do that. Just, you could create another savings account within that, and you can have money going directly to that. So something just a little bit out of each paycheck, or something that comes out once a year, but utilizing automatic transfers. That's going to be a huge way that you're able to see that balance grow in there as well. So, and with all the planning, again, making sure that we're able to live, to do all of our essential things with this, and then just a little bit extra. And the sooner that we start that, the less we're going to have to put in each different paycheck or month or something like that. But starting small, be surprised in how that can grow for you as well with all of this. So again, big thing, planning ahead, but there are resources available for you. So our website, altra.org, is a great resource with this as well. So I'm going to drag my screen over here. So here's our website, altra.org. And if you look under financial wellness, there's different categories. So there's our Live Life Better program, financial coaches. There's resources for families, for students, for teachers, financial calculators. So many different resources here, and free as well. So take a look at altra.org. A lot of different things we have here. Other resources that are available. Green Path Financial Wellness is a partner of ours. It's a nonprofit counseling financial and credit counseling organization. So they're able to meet with people over the phone or online as well. So a great partner that we have there. If you want to talk to somebody or want to talk to somebody here in person, we have our Altra financial coaches. So we have coaches in most of our offices. You're actually able to make an appointment if you like directly on our website, able to do that. There's no cost. And they can go through a spending plan. They could take a look at, what bills we might have, what debts, and, come up with different solutions, how we may want to tackle that. So no cost to that whatsoever. Everything discussed is completely confidential with that. So, yes, many of our in our offices, like I mentioned, there's certified credit union financial counselors with this. Bonsai is another great resource as well. There's different levels to Bonsai. What we have through our direct program. So there's all the way from little kids all the way to adults. And there's the Bonsai coach. We're able to input some information, and it's able to let you know what you're doing well and what we might be able to improve upon. We also have an assessment on altra.org as well, all on that page, Live Life Better. And then also we've talked about this topic a little bit in previous podcasts. So if you haven't checked out the Best Life podcast brought to you by Altra Federal Credit Union, make sure you do that. So you can find it on our website at altra.org or pretty much wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Apple, YouTube Music, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, and many more. I know there's a lot of different platforms out there as well. So those are all 15 minutes or less, typically those podcasts. So there's a couple. We actually spoke with our member education officer, Jackie Urban, in the past, holiday spending with less stress. So we did that one last year, pretty much around the same time. And then if we want more information on creating a spending plan, something that's going to work for us, you could check out episode 10 that we have done previous. So big takeaways for this, have the plan, shop early, do your research, have goals in mind, do the best you can to stick with all this. But the sooner that we make that plan, we do all these things, the less stressful all of this is going to be, and we're going to be better able to enjoy our holiday season coming up here. So here's my information here for each and every one of you. I haven't seen any questions in the chat yet, but if you have any, feel free to put those in the chat, and I could see if I can unmute as well here. But again, really appreciate everybody being here and for your attention. I know not easy here during the middle of the day, but have a little lunch and talk. Let's talk about holidays here. So really appreciate everybody being here. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to let us know.